When it comes to Naruto characters with insane potential, there's perhaps no character who isn't more deserving of being in a top 10 for wasted characters than Mangetsu of the Seven Legendary Swordsmen of the Hidden Mist Village. Like the other members in the group, Mangetsu was touted as being one of the strongest and most skilled swordsmen of his village. Like the other members, it wasn't too hard to see any one of these members one day becoming the kage of their village if we were to go by pure skill alone. However, the path to kage isn't one that every ninja takes when they begin their ninja journey, whereas those on the path to kage would make it a point to learn as many ninjutsu and skills that they can get as possible. Mangetsu chose to hone his skills with a sword, which is nothing to turn your nose up at. In today's True Power series, the Seven Ninja Swordsmen edition, we're going to take a look at the true power of Mangetsu. From a very young age, Mangetsu, alongside his younger brother Suigetsu, purposely trained day in and day out with the goal of one day becoming a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, whereas characters like Naruto dreamed of becoming the kage of their village and going on various missions that bring them great respect in the village. Mangetsu led himself and his younger brother down a much darker and bloodier path as they walked the path of chaos in order to become a Seven Ninja Swordsman. While academy graduates were being eased into the ninja world by going on various missions like recovering cats and helping old ladies cross the street, Mangetsu and Suigetsu said, yeah, I want all that smoke. And so they began taking dangerous missions whenever they became available, leaving a trail of bloodshed in their paths. While Mangetsu was only skilled in water release, it should be worth noting that his skill with a sword is what made him so deadly. He's one of the few ninja in ninja history who can claim that they can not only wield each of the 7 swords of the Hidden Mist Village, but he had also almost complete mastery over each sword. Again, almost complete mastery, which is really impressive given the hack's nature of each of these blades, like Samihara being able to suck away the chakra of the enemy and send it to the wielder. Despite the fact that Mangetsu was brought back as an Edo Tensei without his sword, this dude was an absolute beast, and I'm going to show you just how nerfed Kishimoto made him. Not only did he overcome the fact that as an Edo Tensei he couldn't fight at full power, but he also took on Kakashi, who had become bloodlusted after being forced to finish off Zabuza and Haku in a recreation of what happened during the Land of Waves. This is the exact same Kakashi who stated that he would finally get serious and show why he was the man who was famous for copying over 1,000 ninjutsu, which is another middle finger to Studio Period. I gotta say this right now. They chose to give us pointless filler instead of animating a battle in the Naruto manga that was completely skipped over. That was something that really pissed me off. They could have taken this because Kishimoto just left all that off panel. That was a huge disappointment. Fuck all that. We should have got this. We should have got Kakashi versus the Seven Ninja Swordsmen. We should have got that. Now, getting back to the video, while all the other members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen fell to Kakashi, Mangetsu was the only one who held out, and eventually he was the last member of the group that was left standing. It makes you wonder, just what could this dude have done if he would have had his sword in battle? Let that sink in. He did all this without the sword that made him famous for being a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen, without the sword that he had mastery over. Let that sink in. While it's not completely 100% confirmed, a lot of Naruto fans believe that the sword Mangetsu owned was the very same sword that Chojuro now currently wields. For those of you who need a refresher for what this sword can do, this sword can store chakra, it can shoot bone crystals at the target to impale them when it's shot out like a projectile. It can be split in half for dual wielding, which I'm pretty sure Kirito from Sword Art Online would get a joy out of. And depending on how much chakra it stores, the sword can be coated in chakra and it can be used to manifest whatever type of weapon the wielder wants it to become. Just using the basic silent killing jutsu, Mangetsu was able to pretty much wipe out a significant portion of the 3rd division, and he did so without his trademark sword. Instead, he went straight Madoru Uchiha style, fighting with his bare hands using taijutsu and using the occasional elemental ninjutsu to take out his targets. Speaking of the silent killing jutsu, this jutsu, when used by the right person, is really scary to go up against if you're not a sensory type ninja. This jutsu masks the sounds of the user almost completely after enveloping the enemy in a thick cloud of mist that robs them of most of their vision. When using this jutsu, it's really hard to defend against, much less anticipate their attacks, which is part of the reason why Kakashi told Team 7 way back in the Land of Waves to get into a circular formation in order to guard each other's blind spots, which which we all know didn't help much because Zabuza still broke through it. Depending on the user, the mist can be manipulated into a frost by adding wind chakra to the attack, further blinding them of their vision. Now, like other users of this jutsu, when Mangetsu uses it, he prefers to slit the throats of his targets by sneaking up on them from behind. Despite the fact that it practically strips away the vision of all the people who are caught in it, each of the members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen have the unique ability to track their enemies who are caught in this jutsu, which is pretty scary in itself, though I will concede that it isn't confirmed whether or not they're using sensory ninjutsu in order to be able to track them, though it is something you have to kind of consider. Now, Mangetsu is also a master of the water gun jutsu, which is a staple of his clan. By using his index finger, Mangetsu combines his clan's hydrification jutsu to compress a drop of water into his index finger. He then fires it off with the speed and striking force of a bullet. Mangetsu is also skilled enough with the jutsu that when he fires it off, he can actually shoot out a much larger version of the attack, making the size of his bullet much larger than most users. Unlike his brother Suigetsu, Mangetsu can't use the double water gun jutsu, which sees both hands being used as a pseudo gun to shoot bullets at their enemy. While it's only a B rank jutsu, like a lot of jutsu in the Naruto series, if it's put in the right hands, a B rank jutsu can become a deadly one. With this hydrification jutsu, Mangetsu can use all the advantages of his clan's hidden jutsu. Mangetsu can liquefy his body, every single part from his hair to the molecules in his body to the muscles that make up his body. Whenever he's in this form and is hit by an attack, the damage is damn near nullified due to him being in a liquefied state, leaving the best chance to harm him when he's actually returned to his normal body. Mangetsu can use this jutsu to liquefy his body to sneak into buildings and areas for missions, making him perfect for intel gathering missions, surveillance, but also perfect for missions that require mass murder. After all, if someone doesn't notice a puddle of water, he can simply return to his normal body and kill them using combinations of the water bullet jutsu and the silent killing jutsu. Mangetsu can also pump water into his muscles, adding to the amount of damage that his attacks can do and increasing the amount of power that his swings wield when he uses this jutsu. So what did you guys think about the true power of Mangetsu? Let me know down in the comment section below, but as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day guys.